Good afternoon, class. Hope everyone is doing well during this quarantine. Today I want to look at, for our discussion board, the Minuteman National Park. It's located, of course, between Lexington and Concord, and what it does is a lot of the historical sites, structures, and landscapes along this narrow national park, because it follows Route 2A, it's associated with the opening battle of the American Revolution. When I taught at the Scholars Academy with a fellow teacher, Miss Erin White in Thomasville, Georgia, we decided to give our students the opportunity to see some of these sites. And one of our history club trips was to Boston, Massachusetts, and we hit a lot of the different sites, of course, within Boston. We went to Salem, we went to Plymouth, but what really stood out was Lexington and Concord. The experiences there for our students to be able to go see some of the spots where the first battle took place was really unique. We visited 3 particular sites that gave our students a good overview of what it was like that day, April 19th, 1775. A must stop that must be done, of course, is the Minuteman Visitor Center when you enter the park from the Boston. They have a 25-minute Road to the Revolution multimedia presentation that is just amazing. I went again this past summer, and it was as good as the first time that I saw it. We went on July 4th, and we were even able to see some people dressed up as colonial militiamen, and you'll see some photos at the end of this video from that trip. Another spot just outside the town of Concord is the Concord Museum. It's technically not a part of the Minuteman National Park, but the Concord Museum has a rich artifacts on the American Revolution, and it tells the entire story of how it was going down. It's even cool the students got to see one of the original lanterns from the Old North Church that was on display there. It's good for the students to be able to see these artifacts and documents that help the historians retell the story. So they were able to see they even got to see one of the original prints of the Boston Massacre that was put into the newspapers all around the colonies. And they were able to learn how reading the newspapers and stuff, which of course New England was known for their literacy, but being able to see that these news stories were spread quickly throughout the colonies, and it helped build the momentum to the American Revolution. The last spot that we visited in Minuteman National Park was the North Bridge, famous for the shot heard around the world. Also, it's a pretty cool bridge. They've rebuilt it a couple times. We of course took our students. I wish I had the picture. I can't find it right now, but we put all our students across it and took a good picture from the Concord River. The old manse house is also located on the grounds, the residence of Reverend William Emerson during the American Revolution. He was actually able to watch the skirmish on the North Bridge from their second-story window. And eventually, Ralph Waldo Emerson is the grandson of Reverend William, and he would also reside in the old manse house later on. There's some other sites in Minuteman National Park that are important. The Hartwell Tavern is a unique spot to go to. You can see it was actually someone's house, the Hartwell's house, but they also used it as a tavern. The Battle Road Trail, you can take this, you can bike ride it or hike it. This follows the path of the Battle Road. It's kind of a unique experience. It's actually very beautiful to walk through it or ride a bike through it. But you go through the fields that were there, the farms, and even some marsh areas. It was a really good experience for the kids. If you really want to see what happened that day on April 19th, 1775, going through the Minuteman National Park, take you probably one good day to do it. But you can always go back. It's always a great experience. It's a beautiful landscape there. And just the Boston area in general. Our kids were able to see Plymouth Plantation, which for colonial studies was great. Salem, Massachusetts, we were able to learn about the witch trials there. And also, if you are into literary history, the House of the Seven Gables and Walden's Pond, all very important literary spots. That you have the House of the Seven Gables that was written by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Walden's Pond, of course, is made famous by Henry David Thoreau. And of course, you have Ralph Waldo Emerson. So this area is just really jam-packed with some great historical aspects that if you get the chance to travel to the Boston area, I suggest take a week and go around the entire area, because you'll learn so much. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the photos from the trip.